Alright, it seems like we are live. Hello everyone, I am Verts, and I am going to be playing Primal Light, which is a great indie game. I have really enjoyed learning the speedrun for it. I'm also joined today by two co-commentators, Tyler Salt and Jossam Sauce. Could you guys introduce yourselves?
Hey everybody, I'm Tyler Salt. I also run this game. Former world record holder in low percent until Verts took all of the world records.
And I'm Jossam Sauce. Same deal. I had a world record only because Verts hadn't played it yet.
Hey, that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, but this game is great. We're going to be playing the any percent relaxed category. Relaxed, all these difficulties basically refer to the amount of health that bosses have and how many lives you start with. This game is very easy to die on. Relaxed is very forgiving. When you run out of lives, when you hit a continue screen, you do not get sent back to the very beginning of the level, which veteran and hardcore do, and it's not very nice. So we like relaxed. It's kind of the OG category. Time starts when we select this submit. And yeah, this game's a lot of fun. We'll talk about what makes any percent as we go through. Tyler Salt or Jocelyn, do you have anything to add before we start?
No, do it to it.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, let's do it. We'll go in 3, 2, 1, go. We're going to skip a cutscene right away.
Hooray. So our protagonist, this is Krog. Krog's village is on fire. Krog wants revenge. That's the story. Yep. You understand now.
That's it. Important to know, a giant face flew by and blew up our village, so now we want to go destroy said giant face.
You know, like you do. So pretty, standard action platformer kind of dealing. You'll note there's a little bit of coyote time right there. You can go a little bit off the edge of the platform and get a jump. You'll notice Vert's rolling a lot in this first level and the next level. It is a tiny bit faster than walking, but slower than sliding, which we'll be able to do eventually.
Yeah, I think just on the first screen alone, if you get really good rolls each time, you save kind of like a full second on the very first screen of the game. So if you're doing it pretty consistently, it adds up.
The other movement thing to keep in mind is that Krog can only, if Krog is standing on the ground, he cannot attack and move at the same time.
That's bad.
Oh, that's the me special there.
Yeah, there you go.
That damage
doesn't usually happen. It's a marathon. That's how it's going to be.
So you'll note that the only way to get Krog to attack and move at the same time is to attack while he's in the air. So you'll see Verts do that as much as he can.
Alright, first little mini boss segment done there. I think I died about 10 times on that mini boss my first time playing this game.
Oh, easily.
It was
bad.
You saw a little guy in a hoodie back there. The coins that you see are for extra lives if you save up enough. Verts isn't going to need those today.
Ooh. Thought we were on the pixel. There's a nice, this Dino Boy, our first boss. There's a nice pixel there where you can avoid 2 of his attacks and still attack him. It's very tough to, there's not a clear visual cue for that, but we did it.
Yes. Yeah, so that's level 1 done. Krog always likes to do his power pose at the end.
So that was like 204 maybe?
It was 208, not too bad.
208, that's pretty good.
Trying my best to keep track. Oh, okay, that worked though.
You'll notice, particularly in this level and the next one, ladders are probably the hardest thing to deal with in this game. You have to have a neutral D-pad or joystick in order to jump off of the ladder, which you want to do a bunch if you want to go fast. And it is non-trivial to do that.
Yeah, I will note, there was an update to this game recently which added a lot of cool cosmetic things, so that could have been really bad. But unfortunately, when they updated it, the dev platform for the game decided that it does not like my iBuffalo SNES controller, so I'm playing with a Xbox 360 joystick controller, which feels really weird for this game.
So if Vert screws anything up, we can blame it on the controller.
Yeah, exactly. It's not my skill level, it's just the controller. Oh, I could have gone for that. That's fine.
One of the biggest threats in the game is knockback. It's got a very Castlevania style knockback, and all that lava is one-hit kill. You'll see a lot of one-hit kill ground stuff in this game. Gives you a 1-2 punch of death.
Yeah, so it's absolutely brutal. You'll just get knocked down to your doom.
Nice there, avoiding that left-hand bug, being able to not kill it. Verts just took a second and healed. You'll notice under his health bar, those two, there used to be 3, now those 2 little green ticks, that's how many heals you have. It's important to keep track of those, and it's also important as we get our first really difficult ladder bit here. Very tricky. It's important to, you can only heal when you're standing on the ground. Oh.
That was unfortunate. I tapped down too soon.
And if you leave the screen while you're healing, you won't get the whole, heal. So
yeah, it's pretty
careful
mean.
with that.
Yeah, just slight bug with the game. It just like will not completely heal you. The game is also a little bit mean. Sorry, Giles, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Tom in the chat said the movement looks smooth, and this is such a learnable game. You are in control of most of the action, so it is a very smooth game.
Yeah, it feels really nice to play.
Yeah, the really challenging thing is getting like any knockback, like damage boosts to go in your favor. You just kind of have to like be on the correct half of the enemy for the direction you want to go. So if you want to get knocked to the left, you want to be on the left half of the enemy. Okay, bro.
This is Orby Boy.
There we go.
And that was Orby Boy.
Most bosses have 3 attacks, and you just sort of learn the pattern. What you get is going to be random, but once you see what they're giving you, you can adapt to it pretty easily. Just got to learn it.
All right, stage 3, we're going to get our first movement upgrade, the slide. It's going to be a little bit faster than rolling, so enjoy those couple rolls that you just saw. They're the last ones you'll see.
Also meet these nice enemies here that do this like explosive attack. They can be pretty mean. Please? Oh,
that was a nice one, though.
And for most enemies, you can trigger their attacks, too. So, like the wizard, you know the proximity you get to, the skeletons. You just kind of got to learn it. It's very learnable, accessible speedrun game.
Yeah, and time goes down pretty quickly as well. I think when I started, I think my first couple of runs were like an hour and a half or close to an hour. Oh my gosh, good job. When stuff like that happens, you lose time. But yeah, my time went down pretty quickly. Yeah, it's pretty easy to get to.
And if you get into the game and you like it,
yeah.
Next run, let's go. Let's do it again. You kind of stack them up pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's not like a multi, the world record, a run's going to take like around 40 minutes probably in relaxed 90%, which is a nice length for a speedrun for sure.
This room.
And it is broken up into rooms like Bert's was saying, so you kind of practice rooms. You can back up and try again. So you can, it's very learnable.
That was a nice room for the most part there.
Yeah, we haven't talked about fortune favors the bold. So could you talk about that idea?
Yeah. So in one of the side rooms with a power-up that we don't get in any percent, there's a little book that you can read, and it says fortune favors the bold, which tends to mean that, especially in the speed run, if you start moving immediately at the beginning of the room and just kind of rush in there, that is what's going to most likely give you the most favorable pattern on the enemies. And so, like, taking hits and hesitations can really throw off your game there.
By the way, that damage boost on the that damage boost on the spikes inspired by Tyler Salt.
Definitely did that on purpose and did not just forget about the button in the left-hand thing.
Yeah.
The first time I played it.
You also notice bonfires throughout the game. Those are the save points. In Relax, there's not a lot of difference between running out of lives, other than the mini bosses will reset. But those bonfires help you come back to those halfway points that are scattered throughout the levels.
So this is a good time to talk about any percent. So you may have seen at the bottom right of this room there was a breakable wall. It went by pretty quick, so it's okay if you miss it. But if you go that way, you can get a health upgrade. Any percent is nice because you can pick and choose your safeties basically.
I think that's a healed upgrade, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
but
I believe that's correct. Yeah, but you know, if you want to go fast, you skip things. For kind of the optimal strat, you pick up all of one upgrade in the game, and it is an upgrade that causes you to do more damage to enemies, but also take more damage. And we'll get that in the next level. Come on, there we go. Okay. Oh, ladder, please. Why is this so hard?
Yeah, you gotta get a nice rhythm on those long ladders.
Okay.
All right, here's Stompy Boy. He's got 3 patterns. Pretty straightforward to deal with.
I disagree.
Despite.
Okay, dude.
Wow.
Dude.
Sometimes they do their worst attack a couple times in a row, and it's a little brutal. RNG for you.
This guy also makes a really gross squishing sound effect every time he jumps or hits a wall. Oh, please. Oh, thank goodness. That could have been
nice
really
finish.
bad.
Yikes.
I forgot to mention this at the start. I was going to say this. I'm committing to donating $5 for every death that I take in this game. There are 2 intentional death warps, and I'm going to include those. So I'm going to give a minimum of 10. But we will see what happens.
Wait, so now we have to root for you to die a bunch? That's kind of cool.
I know, it's a little bit reverse psychology.
Well, you either
right?
have a good run, or you make money for charity. Oh,
right.
nice, quick pendulum.
That was scary. Those pendulums
so
are bad,
tight.
man.
This is the obligatory sewer level that every platformer must have.
Yes.
It's my favorite level. It's just full of boogers. And those boogers on the ground are one-hit kills, so just like they're green light. You can get knocked back by these big swinging balls and hit right into the one-hit kill.
Yeah, we did.
That was
a pretty solid job there.
These pendulum strats, the fast strats on these pendulums are really, really tight. And if you get hit by one, it doesn't kill you automatically, but it will almost certainly knock you into the acid, the snot on the ground, which will kill you.
Yeah, it's very easy to just have your run just die if you are going for those strats. It's pretty reliable, but also very hard. All right. Spit. Come on. No. 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 Dang it. That's too bad. Okay, we're gonna heal here.
This is a tough section because these dudes on this part of the screen keep moving if you're on the bottom part of the screen, and there are 2 kind of shortcut levers that you can hit in there to get it to shorten the path from the bonfire at the beginning of the room to the mini boss room here. But of course, since it's a speedrun, we don't do those. And so if you die, you have to do the whole little section over again.
There we go.
These mini bosses are really great because they just showcase the main enemies of that level, and there's always 3 waves. So if you make it through there, you're usually good. But like I said, even in Relaxed, if you run out of lives, you'll continue with that mini boss room reactivated and have to go through it again.
Here's our, as Verts mentioned, our first and only power-up in the game, the Charm of Krog.
It seems a little silly to kill all of those guys, but it is actually faster because they end up crawling in your way as you want to leave the room.
So once Verts equips that at the next bonfire, don't forget to do that.
Yeah, thanks.
He will deal more damage to enemies, but also take more damage. It makes the game like a little bit more dangerous, but the time that it saves, particularly on boss fights, far outweighs the added difficulty from taking more damage.
Yeah, it does mean that pretty much every boss can 2-shot you, and if you go in with slightly low health, then they'll just 1-shot you. Alright, there it is. Alright, I've equipped it. So now I will do more damage and take more damage. Good job.
Exactly. This
Nailed
point
it.
in the game, the bigger threat is just one-hit kills in the lavas and stuff anyway. So it's not as dangerous except for the bosses, like Fritz said. You're usually just getting killed instantly if you're gonna die at this point in the game.
I'm gonna do this safe. I have pretty low health right now. Alright, now we're on the way to the boss here. The boss here is kind of a jerk, so I'm going to focus on fighting him.
Yeah, we'll get this description out of the way. He's got a kind of a bullet hell boss here. He's got a couple different waves that he can throw at you. You gotta recognize him quick and react and hit him as much quickly as you can.
Yep. I almost reacted to that one the wrong way.
And something I just learned today, late, is his eye will change color based on what he's about to do. But it's really hard to look at that and react at the same time, so it's not as helpful as it may seem.
Please, not that one. Come on, bro. Oh.
Nice job.
Oh, again? Really? Okay.
That one's easily the hardest to deal with.
Okay, that's bad. Alright, we made it. Ooh, okay.
Nice fight, GG.
Thank you. Lost some time in that level from our little ladder fiasco in that really long room where we go up and down multiple times, but that was pretty good. Alright, this level gets fun because you get a new upgrade here.
Yep, we get the dash now. So now we can dash in the air, Mega Man X style.
Yeah, you also get to, you can dash on the ground and you can, oh my gosh, please. You can chain your dashes and your slides because their cooldowns basically work together really well. So you can just kind of chain them. When you get a long straight room, not that there are too many.
That's the fastest way to travel across the ground is a nice dash and slide chain. This is where I would say the difficulty of the game really starts to ramp up. The platforming gets harder, the enemies get harder to deal with, and the bosses are take a step up in difficulty here as well, starting in level 5 through the end of the game. There are 10 stages.
That room and the next couple of rooms are great examples of the go fast, be better kind of strat.
Yes.
Those fires are in a certain pattern, those bursts that come out. So if you start a little late, you are in trouble and are probably going to take a death.
Yeah, or at least have to wait another cycle.
Exactly.
Oh, please.
Which in a speedrun is basically a death. So.
Yeah, it's the worst. Alright, let's see if this sword dude cooperates. He did, thank goodness.
Nice.
He can just kind of hover.
In the recent update, there was a bit of we think a minor AI change to these guys, and that sword guy in the middle of that screen can kind of just hang out on that platform at the end of it, waiting for you to jump.
Oh, that was bad. Why did I do that? By the way, the explosion, you'll see me stand in specific spots for these mini-boss rooms. Wow, that was close. It's because the little white puffs that these guys emit when they appear can hurt you.
It's certainly a choice that they made.
Yes. Okay. Fun jump here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Okay, I disagree. I strongly disagree, but okay. It's fine. We're fine.
Yeah, I think you should be good here.
Yeah, there's nothing else that really hurts you here. So, even if you fall all the way down on this screen, it's fine.
Yeah, I should add that there is no fall damage, but there is a level late in the game. The last level has a potential camera death where if you're falling faster than the camera lets you, you'll die. But other than that, fall as far as you like.
Yeah, it's pretty funny to see that you just like roll off the screen and die for seemingly no reason. Oh, okay.
Here's Beefy Boy. He's got a couple attacks. He can be really difficult to deal with. But this is pretty good.
Nice. That was good.
Yeah, nice fight.
That was a gold split.
Nice. Glad.
A cool fun fact about Primal Light is there's not really any official names for the bosses, so you get to make them up as you go in your own playthrough. So it's like make your own game.
User-generated content is the future. No, it's not.
Please
don't quote me on that.
In 2021, oh my gosh, game please.
Hey, Verts, are you going for giant skip?
I'm gonna try giant skip.
Hey,
Always
I have a
try it
thing
once.
where I think that I hate the way that most speedrunners name tricks in their games, right? Because most of the time it's like, hey, we call this giant skip because it lets you skip the giant, and I think that's really dumb. Oh, hey,
My dude.
that's new.
Please, dude, come on. He's been doing that recently too.
Dang it, I was about to say, well, this has never happened before, like you do.
It hasn't in a marathon because this has never been in a marathon. So.
Hey, yeah.
Everything's never
Marathon
happened
debut.
here. Wow, no. Okay. Jeez.
Yeah, I'd never seen that one before.
Wow, okay. Got lucky there. If you fall down on that screen, there's some enemies down below that can wreck your day. They're pretty annoying.
Better than a pit, though.
Yes, that's true.
I gotta hand it to Verts 10 times over here. I mean, this game's hard enough to play when you're focused, and he's talking and analyzing. It's on him, man. Crushing it.
I got some help, you know. Oh no! Okay. Let's see if I can
Krog,
get the good
please.
dash here. Krog, please, every time. Alright, so we're coming up on the giant skip, as we call it. So here's a giant.
Again, mockingly, I hate that.
And come on. Yep.
Hey, nice.
Nice, yeah.
Nicely done.
Second
Don't fall in the
try.
pit.
Yeah, thanks. This room has claimed many speedruns.
So many speedruns.
Many casual plays as well. People just like walk in there like it's all fine.
And it's the last screen of a really long segment too. So you lose like that's an easy like 2-minute time loss if you just kind of reflexively roll into that pit there, which I have done multiple times in a row.
Yes.
So
It's
great.
super easy to do. Alright, this next
There are a
section's
couple,
pretty tough. Sorry, Joss.
There's a couple leaps of faith that the Seabirds take. That was one in the last room where you just gotta know that you're clear to fall all the way down, save a lot of time. But it can be a little scary to not know what's down.
Okay.
Oh no. Yep. Cycles. Fortune
Joystick,
favors the
man.
bold.
And these are
Joystick.
some of the hardest controls in the game here, being able to grab on and jump up and slide over in time. It's a very good combination. So great work.
I'm gonna try to get some more of those slide into the boss rooms going. Because it looks like Krog just kind of like floats into the boss room if you slide into it. Not sure why.
Very
Yes.
Mega Man.
This is Wizard Boy.
Alright, not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
It does feel like the difficulty of the bosses is pretty reflective on the difficulty of the level. So like you get rewarded a little bit in these last couple levels by making it to the boss by having some fairly straightforward bosses.
Alright, this level, if I can get through that fine, has some fun stuff. We're going to do an intentional death warp. And it'll be our first intentional death warp that will hopefully let us skip a decent chunk of backtracking once we get the next upgrade.
Yeah, we're headed to our final movement upgrade, the double jump, because every action platformer needs a double jump. We're gonna hit this switch, we're gonna jump over this bonfire without hitting it. Very good.
Yeah, shoutouts to Jerp for thinking this one through. At least I believe it was Jerp. Jerp was one of
Those
the
frisbee guys
first
are
big
a pain
speedrunners.
in the butt.
Yeah.
Take our intentional death.
Yeah, I took a little bit of extra damage there on the way because I had full health, so you might as well take a little bit
That'll
more
be
damage.
$15 for the for the cause. The 5 from each of us there.
Yeah. Alright, coming up on a mini boss that can sometimes get a little bugged out. Well, the third phase here can just decide to do something that it normally doesn't do.
It did it in practice, so hopefully it won't do
Yeah,
it here.
I laughed. It didn't happen to me earlier when I was practicing solo, but of course it happens now.
And of course it happens here. Those guys are two of those guys are supposed to spawn up on those platforms, and sometimes they just don't.
It's really scary when they all spawn down there. What was that? Okay.
Another really cool thing in this game that isn't part of the any percent there are Easter eggs you can find that are references to other classic games. So this is kind of a Donkey Kong-esque level. Maybe there's a Donkey Kong-esque secret somewhere that we can't tell you about. So
yeah, there might be. You'll have to play it to find out.
Yeah, I could be lying, you know.
Right.
Shoutouts to the 100% category.
Right. Yeah, 100%'s a lot of fun. You do a lot of rooms. Oh, that was a nice slide in there, Krog. That's cool.
All right, this is the worst boss in the game. This is Snack Boy. Extremely RNG heavy. This one pattern that he's doing right now, it is the only one that you can effectively get a bunch of damage in on. Everything else, he's really hard to hit. You might be able to get 1 or 2 swings at him, and it's a lot harder to dodge as well.
Yeah, you can go for hits on the other patterns. Nice. That was
about as good as you can possibly hope.
Extremely generous.
His third ability puts 3 little fires in the ground, a little slower, but then takes space up. So
and he just
usually goes right into that spewing even faster. So
yes,
kind of caught up.
It's really fun when he ends a really fast moving fire shooting pattern, and he's like a little bit higher in the air than normal, and then starts his thing. So this is the Contra level. Nice. All right. Those are kind of scary skips.
And if you don't know what the Contra level means, I sympathize. I can't get that far in that game either.
Just watch a speedrun. You can cheat the info.
Meat wad enemies here. Shoutouts to Aqua Teen Hunger Force, real timely reference.
Right. Ooh.
Nice dodges there on those guys.
That was always scary.
And again, all the chaos, this is a learnable game. You can run the patterns on the road, so don't be afraid to jump into this one.
Oh yeah, I am an extremely mediocre speedrunner. To put it generously, I would say. This game is extremely accessible. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and there's lots of room on the leaderboards.
Yeah, it is a challenging game, but it's one of the more worthwhile games that I've learned, honestly.
It's challenging, but it's very fair for the most part, I would say.
Yeah, some of the knockback stuff can be a little bit silly, but it's generally pretty fair.
And the focus is on learning it. It's not glitchy. It's not tricks. It's pretty straightforward.
Oh, I always forget this room is here.
Oh, nice.
At least until we discover glitches. We haven't worked on that yet.
Yeah, it's a very small community at the moment. Basically, all of the regular runners of this game are on this call right now. So
yeah,
we've got a Discord.
I saw Jimmy Diamonds in the chat as well.
Yeah, Jimmy Diamonds in chat. Yeah. So definitely, we got a Discord. The developers are. Entire game was made by 2 guys, and they are really good hanging out in the Discord, and we'd love to welcome some new players into Krog's family here.
All right, coming up on this boss, he's the DVD screensaver boss.
I would say the second hardest boss in the run.
Okay, that's how it's gonna be.
Because he can change his momentum on a dime, and you just have to react to it, and you do not have much time to react to it.
And we call it the DVD screensaver boss. DVDs are those discs that used to have movies on them, right?
Oh yeah.
If you had a DVD player and it screensaver, it would have that little logo going all the way around the corner, bouncing off.
Good, useful information for anybody under 30.
Yeah, good cultural reference. Yeah.
Gotta know our audience, right?
Okay, that was unfortunate.
Get stronger with his weapon, with his attack there.
There we go.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was alright. Yeah, he can be a huge jerk. It can get super hectic if he decides to just bounce at a bad angle based on where you're standing. There's really no tell that he's going to do either attack. It's just kind of he jumps up and then he does one thing or the other thing.
All right, the obligatory pyramid level, for my money, easily the most difficult level in the game. The boss is pretty fair, but platforming-wise, this level is absolutely brutal. There's one segment, easily the hardest segment in the game. Very tight platforming. These fire bars are placed to make it so tight to get past them. There's a lot of leaps of faith like that. These crushers are one-hit kills. This level is really difficult. This is where Run's going to die.
Yeah.
This is also the level that probably could use the most exploration and finding ways to cheat it a little bit.
Yeah, let's see if I can get this hopefully fast strat here. We got it.
Hey, nice. Nice.
I'm gonna take this safe. This
Yeah,
killed me
smart.
earlier, so. Ooh.
So if you're looking for a game to get into and try to discover some new tricks, like this level here is probably full of them that we haven't found out yet.
Yep.
This room in particular, I take very slow.
Yeah, I hate this room.
There's just,
no way to.
You can just die in this room, and there's nothing you can do.
Yep. And this is the aforementioned hardest split in the game. You go way far back, and you have to kind of go through this room twice because you have to hit that switch and then go all the way back up here. I would love a way to speed this room up, but we haven't been able to find one yet.
And those demon face guys will follow you throughout the whole room too, so you can't just get out of sight.
Very good.
Very good.
And that was really, really strong.
Yeah,
and now
that felt good.
Little area, like insult to injury, if you're low on health, you've got to clear one of those bars and save the game.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I've definitely rage quit a run right there before.
Yep. Super
This
easy to
boss
die.
might break the three the pattern. The 4 attacks are actually pretty easy and very telegraphed. So you just pay attention and hang out, and you get a little break.
Yeah, nice little break after the toughest platforming level in the game here.
Sometimes, like this attack,
Nice.
you don't even have to move. So very good.
This is really good pace for it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he was pretty generous with his attacks. So we're coming up on the last stage of the game. The last boss will have 3 phases. I'm mostly saying this for Todd for timer's sake. And he will destroy the ground around him. That's kind of our cue that he's in a new phase. But before we get there, we get to pass some galaxy brains and see some lasers.
Yeah, this is Tim Curry's favorite level because you're out in space.
Oh man.
That's a bad reference. Red Alert 3 thing.
Bad reference or great reference?
Great reference. The greatest.
What's the difference?
If you don't know what a DVD is, you probably don't know what Red Alert 3 is either. But
Here's our second and final intentional death warp of the game to kind of get us right back up to that platform, to the bonfire.
another great donation to the cause there.
Yep. I like to kill that guy because he follows you up when you come up here anyway, so you might as well just get him out of the way. You have to wait for that laser, so there's no reason not to. Yes.
Pretty amazing that they can be.
Alright, nice. Pretty good so far.
Yeah, this level looks more menacing than it is. It's once you learn it and you kind of get an idea, it's not as crazy with even though there's lasers everywhere.
Yeah, the difficulty here is definitely in the boss and not in the actual stage.
Yeah, this level
Here's
is kind of a
the-
nice, relaxing area.
This is the screen that Jaws was talking about earlier with that camera depth, where if you, when you're coming back to the right after you open these doors, if you fall off the bottom of the screen, the camera thinks that you have fallen into a pit if you're off the camera. All right, here you go, Bert's focus time.
Yep. Whoa, okay. Almost didn't make that the other day.
There you go. Those guys they only show up in those 2 screens, and they suck a lot.
Yes, they're really bad. Alright, final boss time. Coming up on
It's
time
Andros
soon.
from Star Fox. He's only vulnerable on his hands.
Does forecast the phases. He'll raise both hands when he's about
Yep.
30% in. Like, here we go, phase 2. And when he's about 60% dead, he'll do it again for the 3rd phase.
And then time is on the last hit.
You'll see he loses a little bit of platform each time. So here's phase 3, cutting out the platform.
Whoa, that could have been better. But... Oh, come on. Hey.
Very good.
Holy cow, that's a new world record, guys.
Hey, look at that.
Sub 33, first time
Sub
ever.
33.
I got
World
on my
record
end, my end of 32:57. Nice.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to retime that. That's nuts. What the heck?
Since you only did die twice in your world record, I'll double my point on that one.
Well, thanks. I'll do the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Holy cow. Well, and of course, all Krogs celebrate. I do this at least. I always celebrate with the Krogs with their arm pumping.
Do it again.
Do it again.
That's only 30 minutes.
We've got 17 minutes left in our estimate. What are you gonna do?
Just real quick, just do a New Game Plus run. No, there is a New Game Plus for this game now, which adds some tricky enemies in fun spots and increases the health of all enemies.
It doesn't give you the movement upgrades at the beginning of the level, which is what we all wanted in New Game Plus.
Yes.
Developers were just like, nah, whatever.
Someday.
No unintentional deaths.
But there is a Discord, and you can hang out with the developers and ask them to do stuff and hope that they change it in the future. So
Yes.
definitely do that.
Yes, and please note that the in-game play time here is significantly faster than what I did real time. But yeah, this game is a lot of fun. I definitely encourage, if you're thinking about picking up a new speed game, this is a really, really good one to pick up. It is frequently on sale on Steam, and highly recommend.
And Verts, you also have a walkthrough.
I do. That is true. I made a walkthrough for this. It was a lot of fun to make, and hopefully will be helpful to anybody who wants to pick up any percent. And once you know any percent, expanding to low percent or 100% is accessible for sure. Cool. Any final words, Jaws or Tyler?
No, GG on the world record.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
incredible. Thank you for having us on the air for Primal Light's marathon debut.
Yeah, thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it.
And everybody, send the money. Come on, send the money out to this awesome cause. So
Yes, yeah. Once I take a moment to celebrate the world record, I'll be donating for sure. But yeah, thank you all. I think that's it. We'll pass it off to Todd.
Yeah, enjoy the marathon, everybody.